Hello traders and welcome to another video review. Today is Wednesday, October 15th, 2025. Let's take a look what do we have in the economic calendar for today. Asian session was full of data, mostly from the China CPI in China up from 0% to 0.1%, and PPI is up from minus 2.9% to minus 2.3%. Industrial production from Japan is down from 1.2%, minus 1.2% to minus 1.5%. During the early London session, we got French CPI data scheduled for release and Spanish CPI. Then at 9:30 we got ECB de Guindos to give a speech. CPI data from Poland are scheduled for release at 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock we got budget balance from Turkey as well. Then we have some speeches. MPC Mumbe Ramsen will give a speech at 10 o'clock, and then German Buba Vice President Buch will give a speech as well. At 11 o'clock, industrial production data from Eurozone is scheduled for release, and at 1 o'clock, new loans from China. Then we enter the US session, and many of the important data releases are scheduled for release here. 2:30 core CPI, 2:30 CPI and core CPI data from the US together with the Empire State Manufacturing Index. Manufacturing sales and wholesale sales data from Canada are scheduled for release at 2:30. Then we have some speech from FOMC member Bostic at 6:10. Weller will give a speech at 7 o'clock, and Fed Beige Book is scheduled for release at 8 p.m. At 10:30, API weekly crude oil stock data are scheduled for release, and the speech from the Reserve Bank of Australia, Governor Kent, is scheduled for release at 10 to midnight. So that's about the Wednesday situation on the economic calendar. So without any further ado, let's switch to the chart. We start with euro dollar. Euro dollar for our time frame chart is showing us a slight movement to the upside after the low at 1.1540 has been tested for the second time, and now we got the test of the upper channel line. So possibly this might be the further movement to the upside if yesterday's high at 1.1631 is violated. If it is so, then the next target is located at 1.1644, and we will be out of the channel. So now let me just remove some of the lines, because it looks like the market doesn't actually pays any attention to them. So those two here are way more valuable. 1.1644 the target for today, and 1.1663 possible target for today as well. The 100 periods moving average is located at 1.1687, so not that far away from the current price level. So all the bulls need is a breakout above this technical resistance. Potentially our complex corrective pattern might be completed. However, let's wait and see, because this movement to the upside doesn't actually look very impulsive. British pound, almost the same situation. We tested and a little bit broke below 1.3262, so the current low is located here, 1.3248, and the market broke above the level of 50 on the RSI, which means that we are testing yesterday's. No, this is the swing high from the October 10, 2025. Any breakout above this level, 1.3372, might result in a test of the 100 periods moving average, the blue line here, located at 1.3414. So it looks like the movement to the downside has been paused for now. Nevertheless, this movement to the downside looks a little bit more bullish, a little bit more impulsive, not bullish. But it's still not like a perfect example of the end of the correction. So for now we just leave our, of course, scenario, a lot of scenario, but we will keep an eye on what is the market doing on the levels. US dollar versus the Japanese yen is moving lower as expected by our scenario, ABC scenario, to the downside. This scenario expect the market to test 141.20, already done, 150.85, so we are very, very close to it. And then possibly even the lows of 149.97. Well, as I said many times before, the gap has the tendency to be filled. So maybe with that momentum is at the level of 48. We have the chance to do it today. So ABC might be extended to the downside. Obviously, on the other hand, any movement above the wave B high, which is located at 152.62, is will be considered bullish. For now, no such a thing is happening. Crude oil market, new lows after the breakout below the trend line and below the technical support at 60.48. Now we are going to change the color of this level to red, so we now know that this is the technical resistance. A local low was made at 57.64. So that's a pretty low level for the market. New low was made here, so intraday low, and generally the swing low is now in place, and the bears are in charge of this market, obviously. But we are trying to bounce from the extremely oversold market conditions, because RSI on the 4-hour time frame chart hit the level of 21 points. So now there is some chance for the movement to the upside. However, I wouldn't be very much surprised if we will do some sort of the sideways trend. Let me just add one more trend line here from the swing high September 24th to the swing low here. That's the line. So the black trend line limits the upside, so bulls have another problem if they want to rally higher here, most likely above the level of 60. So the outlook remains bearish. How about the S&P 500? So the S&P 500 has retraced at least a half of the recent correction, right, to the downside. Let me just place the technical support level here, 6,543. As you can see, it was tested almost very next day. That's from yesterday. There you go. And the market is very, very close to 100 periods moving average, located at 6,682. So we retraced more than a half of the recent slide to the downside. Breakout above the 100 periods moving average is bullish. The nearest level that we should pay attention to is obviously this level here, 6,712. And the next one is located at swing high 6,754. So it all looks quite good for the bulls if they will break above the 100 periods moving average. Momentum at the level of 50. So generally breakout above the level above the 100 periods moving average separates bearish outlook from the bullish outlook on the S&P 500. And last but not least, the Bitcoin. Our range had been established from the all-time high to the lows at 102,125. We are now moving sideways. The RSI is below the level of 50, so the bears have apparently control over the market. Nevertheless, this looks like a typical sideways correction before some bigger movement will happen. Of course, to the upside is limited. We have the supply zone. To the downside, we have a big spike that had been bought back up. So right now we need to wait and see what the market will actually do, because this movement from the all-time high to the swing low is like roughly 10% down. So pretty solid correction. Let's wait and see what the Bitcoin traders will do in the future. For now, sideways trend with a little bit skewed to the downside because of the negative RSI. That's everything from me for today. Thank you very much for watching this analysis, and I hope I see you guys next time. Take care and bye bye.